Git is one of the most popular tool in the world. So if you ask me that how many software engineers, or what is the percentage of software engineer Git is being used? So that is 100%. Can you imagine? That is the tool which is being used by every engineer, that is Git. Okay, all Git stands for Global Information Tracker. Okay, that's the actual full form of Git. Okay, Global Information Tracker. Okay, that's very important to note. Now, when we say Global Information Tracker, with respect to code, okay, with respect to code. So, what is code? Do you guys know what is code? Computer language, scripts, software language, machine language, set of instructions, right? This is code, okay? Now, you can imagine that where do we keep the code? You can imagine, trillions of applications which are there in the world, okay? And every application has code, okay? Every application has code. And what is code? Code is nothing but computer language. That's it. Which means if I am building an application, right? If I am building an application, it will have its own code so that computer can understand it, okay? And the application can really work. Code is the very technical word. It's nothing but a computer language, or it's a way by which we create applications. So all these software developers, software engineers, programmers, these people are doing nothing but they are writing the code. If you are working in IT as DevOps engineers, software developers, programmers, you are writing code. To build application or to automate something, you are writing code. As someone said, scripts. So it means we are writing code. Okay, scripts are generally written for automation. So if I want to perform any automation on my laptop, I have to write script. And what is script? Nothing but code. So if anyone in the world says, can you write me a code? That means he wants you to build an application or do some automation. So whenever either you can automate the existing steps with the help of code, or you can create a brand new application. So let's imagine that we all are building an application. Okay, it's an application, and we are building this application. So we can say that we are building an application like Netflix. Okay, so we want to build an application where our users can watch a movie. Okay, so we want our users to watch a movie, and we are building this application. Every one of us are the software developers, and we are building this application. Guys, let's get into the shoes of software developer. Let's imagine that every one of us is the software developer. Okay, can we imagine everyone that we are the software developers of Netflix application? Now, when we are a Netflix developers, which means that probably Easter, she is building menu of movies. Okay, she wants to display a lot of movies to users. Okay, Faisal wants to build the video player where everyone can watch movie. So Faisal is working on video player feature. Okay, because we are building this application, and this application should have these features. Menu of movies, lot of movies should be displayed. Faisal should be able to play the movie. So Faisal is responsible to build a video player in the application so that user can play a movie. Okay, Jackie is responsible for user authentication. That user can enter password and username. So Jackie is responsible for user authentication. Okay. After that, King. King is responsible for user subscription, where how user can make the payment on the application, right? So on the Netflix, you can make the payment, monthly subscription. So user payment feature is being taken care by King. Okay. Then Murle. Murle is taking care of let's imagine recommended movies, maybe some favorite movies. Okay. Like, because there are like thousands and millions of movies, but Murle wants to display only favorite movies or recommended movies to the user. Okay. So let's imagine every one of us is working on different features. So Easter is building a menu of movies. Fazil is is working on playing a movie. So someone can come, click on the movie, play the movie. Jackie is working on user authentication. Someone downloads the application, so someone can sign in. Okay. King is working on user payment, so people can make the payment on the application. And Murle is working on recommended application movies. So if my favorite movie is Mission Impossible, so I should be seeing that movie up in front of me. So that is a feature is being built by Murle. Just like this, we all are working on some features in this application. Like, application is big, right? We have search functionality, we have so many things in the application, and every one of us is working on our feature itself. Okay. So imagine that every one of us is the software developer. Okay, because that is why we are basically working on different features over here. But the main thing which you have to remember is that all these features are part of single application, isn't it, everyone? So every one of us is working on different features, but in real, this is part of single application. So how many code will be there? One code, right? For this application, one code is there. But how collaboratively 5 engineers are able to work on it? So that is possible with the help of Git. Git actually made it possible that today, if there are 50 developers or 50 engineers who are working for the same application, can work together, can collaborate together. Why? Because Git is there. Git has actually made the life easy. Okay, it's a collaboration. It's a software developer where different people collaborate together. So everyone can work on their own code, and then we are merging it together to form up a single application. Because Git is a global information tracker. Do you think is it all making sense till here, everyone? Do you have any questions so far? Now the interesting part is that basically what I did. Okay, so you can imagine this way. This is our final application. Okay, and this is where we started with no file. Okay, you can say no file or no code. Okay, there's nothing over here, and then you have a final application. So what's happening over here in between? How are we converting from nothing to an application? Okay, how is this happening? So let's imagine that Naman, basically what he did, he created an empty repository. Okay, empty repository. So Naman or anyone, like I'm just taking my name, I'm just taking my name that I am starting it. Anyone can create the empty repository. Now, in this repository, Fazil, added the code. Okay, added the code for video player. Then Easter added the menu. After that, who was next, guys? Jackie? What? Jackie added the
authentication or user login. Mm-hmm.
After that, King user payment. Okay, what else? Murli, what were you doing? Recommended menu, right? Then what happened? What happened, guys? Finally, we see a final application, right? Everyone? Yeah. So everyone actually pushed the changes, code changes, okay, on this empty repository, and finally we were able to get the code. Getting my point? So do you agree with me that Git is a highly collaboration tool for software developer? Do you guys agree with me? Everyone, please say yes or no. Yes. Okay. So do you think that Git is a tracking tool? Everyone, it can track the changes, right? Now let's imagine that, when Jackie pushed the code, okay, there was some problem. Okay, let's imagine that when Jackie pushed the code at this step, there was a problem. So at this point of time, can we go back to previous version, which was only with the menu? Can we go back or not? Because when Jackie pushed the code, right, it got buggy because Jackie couldn't test the application properly, so it was buggy. And now because of that, users started facing problem. So can we go back to the previous so that we can delete the changes of Jackie? Can we do that, guys? That is called as version control. Okay, which means that every time anyone is actually making the changes to this Git. So over here, we were having the empty repository, right? But every time we are making the changes over here, we are pushing the new changes. What we are doing? We are creating a newer version of it. So it was maybe it started with version 1.0. But when Faisal pushed, it became version 2.0. When Easter pushed, it became version 3.0. When Jackie pushed, it became version 4.0. Now, but Jackie pushed wrong code. Because mistakenly, she pushed the wrong code. So can we go back to version 3.0, everyone? That is the power of Git. That is, you can control the version. Okay. So you are basically giving the name to every push. You are giving the number to every push. That is version. But you can always go back, or you can track different versions. So can we go back? Maybe the Easter menu also have some problem. So can we directly go back to Faisal's code? So that is the version control. Okay. That if we want to switch from one version to another version, that is also possible with the help of Git. Does that make sense, everyone? See, always remember, guys, there is a big difference between Git and GitHub. Do you know what is the difference between Git and GitHub? Basically, Git is a concept. Okay, it is a concept which is being used by multiple products. So one of the product is GitHub. Then we have TFS. Okay, then we have Bitbucket. So we have like multiple products in the market which are leveraging Git concept. So what is Git? Git is nothing but collaboration tool, version control, right? It is like, it has like all those features in it. It's a concept. Okay, creating branches, tracking changes, keeping track of everything. That is the nature of Git. So those concept has been put it into a tool. Okay, like GitHub, TFS, Bitbucket. These are the tools where you can keep your code. Okay, so on Bitbucket you can keep the code. On TFS you can keep the code. On GitHub you can keep the code. Okay. Does that make sense, everyone?
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.